And coming up next, it's a UFC welterweight division matchup. Well, we probably trot out the term well-rounded in modern-day mixed martial arts more than we should, but this fighter certainly fits the bill.
Oh, 110%. He can do everything inside the octagon. Where he is most comfortable is inside of that 8-sided structure, where most men are terrified of being. But for this gentleman, he only wants to be there. When you try to wrestle him, he's able to defend takedown. If you dare stand and strike with him, he can knock you out. He's got all the tools necessary to become a UFC champion.
His first martial art, mixed martial arts, and that's not always the case. He believes that he should have a lot of advantages in this matchup tonight. All right, so here he is, the Nigerian Nightmare, and you can also now call him the UFC welterweight champion. He had to go 10-0 in the UFC to finally realize that UFC belt, beat Tyron Woodley, and establish himself as the standard at 170 pounds.
And he never lost track of what was out in front of him. Even though he had to win 10 fights, Kamaru Usman understood that he would do whatever it took to become UFC champion. And when he got that opportunity, it was the wrestling, the cardio, and the ability to follow the game plan set out in front of him by Henry Hooft and Greg Jones that allowed him to blank Tyron Woodley on the scorecards and win that welterweight championship. Unbelievable performance by Usman.
Truly one of the hardest workers in the game, and if you watch that Woodley fight, you get the sense that it is going to take a Herculean effort for somebody to dethrone the new hunted at 170 pounds, Kamaru Usman. Our tail of the tape for this highly anticipated welterweight fight. More than 5 years apart, with similar height and reach. All right, now for the official introductions. We go inside the octagon to Bruce Buffer.
In the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 12 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, Khamzat Chimaev. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a wrestler holding a professional record of 20 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Boca Raton, Florida, Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare, Usman. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Dan Murgliata.
So Dan Murgliata shares the cage.
You ready?
Well, what a splash the UFC makes every time we come to the United Kingdom. If you want to see the UFC live in London, you better buy tickets within 5 minutes of them going on sale, or you're going to be inside.
You're going to be standing outside hoping to be inside the arena all the way back to UFC 75 champion versus champion. Rampage versus Dan Henderson. The UFC has brought fights that have blown the roof off the O2 Arena.
Well, he's in a compromising spot here, DC. You got to figure out a way to get back to your feet. All right, he's trying to control posture here. Now trying to hip escape.
He's just trying to move out of this position off the bottom.
Pretty good ground and pound by him here. He told us on Thursday he needed to be more effective in these situations. Certainly effective tonight.
Many people have gone away from this style of fighting. This man has embraced it, and you are seeing why he's one of the best that we've seen do it in a long time.
Pretty good work with the strikes here off of his back by Usman.
Oh, man, notice how he's walking him over to try to get a windshield choke.
Excuse me? Windshield choke.
A windshield choke. He took the arm with him. Oh my goodness, he got the finish. He got the finish with a windshield choke in an octagon fight. That's amazing.
I don't sign the boat bonus checks, but you're rocking a windshield choke in the octagon. You got to think 50 G's coming his way.
I mean, that's very, very rare and very hard to pull off without wearing a gi.
Let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
I mean, you know, this guy has such a great submission game that you cannot lay in his guard. He's so skilled, he's so tricky, and he's so good at weaving a web that gets you lost in it that he made him pay for it tonight and got the submission victory.
So a seminal moment for this fighter here tonight as he gets the win by submission. Huge victory in his career, and it'll be very interesting to see how they match-make him moving forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 27 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out, Khamzat Chimaev!
Well, the celebration is on in his corner, and hard to blame these guys, sort of waiting to exhale, get a huge win tonight, and not just the win,